Today's about barley. As you know, I started hiking a little bit and walking a long distance. And just for the fun of it, I prepare my own meals and I dehydrate them and I bring them with me. And sometimes I do cook them on a little gas stove or alcohol stove. So basically, this is dehydrated barley. This is uncooked barley. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you quickly how to rehydrate barley. This is imagine this is usually I have a stainless steel cup. You just need to cover it with boiling water, just like that. There's not even an inch over the barley, and this might be a lot of water. You leave that there for 15 minutes. If I could run it to a boil, it would go quicker. But basically, with dehydrated food, you just need some warm water and time, and it will rehydrate and it'll be edible. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you guys how I cook my barley. Because since I've stopped, eating meats, I'm discovering new plant-based proteins and stuff, and I love barley. Like usually over here we would cook barley in soups, but I cook it just like rice, and it's super good. I love it. So let's do this. So here are the ingredients. You could cook it just in water, but usually if I'm gonna eat dehydrated stuff, I like to cook them in only in chicken broth or vegetable broth. Chicken broth doesn't seem to affect me like meat does, so I'm still drinking it, I'm still eating it and using it in my foods. So yeah, I'm using 2 cups of barley for 1 of these quart of chicken broth. It's at 4 cups. So basically I cook the barley just like rice, double the amount of liquid for it. I put some spices. Oh yeah, where I was going with the chicken stock. I found that when you dehydrate stuff, if it's not you didn't give it some good taste before when you cooked it, it's gonna really taste like bleh. It's not gonna be that tasty once you rehydrate it. And anyway, you're in the woods, you're walking, you're doing some exercise, you can have a little more salt to your diet because you're gonna be sweating that salt out. Anyway, that's how I cook it. You can use water, do what you want. Anyway, these are the spices I put in. A lot of dehydrated onions. I prefer this to real onions because they dehydrate funny in a dehydrator at home. Anyway, these are probably more cooked than dehydrated, but anyway. I had some Mrs. Dash, that is some celery leaves that I dehydrated, and this is turmeric. I put a lot of turmeric everywhere in my food. Basically cured my psoriasis that I had ever since I was a pre-teenager, I guess. And yeah, look at that. Boom! Can you see it? That's too close, I guess. Yeah, nothing. I got a red spot in there. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I used to have real bad psoriasis when I was a teenager. And ever since I was a teenager, I had it for almost 15 years. And within a month that I started eating a lot of turmeric, everything went away. So, it can only be, in my mind, turmeric that did that. Anyway, so once everything is boiling, I'm going to add the spices. I'm going to add my barley, and I'm going to cook it for just like little, you want it just to stir a little bit with the cover on for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. And after that, I'll just leave the cover on. I'll shut the heat, and I'll leave it maybe for 10 minutes to make sure it's all soft. And once it's cooked, it looks like that. And it's really fluffy and all. And it is there's more texture to it than rice. But I love it. I really love it. So I guess the next step now would be the dehydrating part. And we'll wait until the big pot is cooked because this is a few days old. And I don't want to dehydrate that. I'm going to dehydrate the fresh batch. Well, everything is cooked. Yeah, I did leave it 10 minutes after. The reason it's still steaming up is because I was cooking eggs and I opened the wrong thingy, and so it's a bit stuck on the bottom now. But anyway, not too that much damage done. Just I'll leave. Yeah, I'll let it cool a little bit more. Because I have a cheap dehydrator, and when you do put it, when it becomes too hot or too cold too fast, it cracks. Like you can see, it's a really cheap one. But you know, it does the job. Yeah, it does the job. I'm pretty happy with it. So basically, let me just show you guys. Since I'm using a little plastic tray, this is roughly how I put it. Yeah. Just spread it around a little bit like that, and it'll dehydrate very well. You don't have to turn it or anything. And just check the temp. I haven't checked on the internet for the optimal temperature, but I have it at just go ready. Yeah, 120 Fahrenheit or around 50 Celsius. Works just fine. Dehydrated maybe in like 4 to 5 hours. It goes fairly quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill that up and I'm gonna dehydrate it. And if you're wondering what it does look like rehydrated, exactly the same. And the texture is pretty much the same. So yeah, actually it's even it's more crunchy. Yeah. Buddy. Yeah. The wind started up, so Buddy hears stuff. Oh yeah, and the reason I had lots of mason jar. Another cool thing about barley, if you put it in mason jar, fill them up right to the top. Some people would have the little salt pack to keep the moisture out. It's really not necessary, honestly, to me. Anyway, and it'll keep for years and years. You know, of course, the taste is gonna change the longer you have it. But you know, the nutrients are still there, the proteins and all that stuff. So yeah, barley, it's also a great survival thing. And probably the same goes with the dehydrated version. Store it in a mason jar and it can keep for you know, at least a year, since you know it's cooked and dehydrated and stuff. But yeah, so this is why I had quite a few bags. I'm gonna store it a little bit for the doomsday. Anyway, so that's it. I'm just gonna go calm Buddy down. Buddy! Look at that face. Biddy! What's happening? See you guys.